something very, very unusual. Certainly for no one in the Netherlands does this. Within almost 30 seconds, he says, I'm in. Just from telling the story. Not considering, well, risk, and all of this other stuff, I have to do analysis, no, I'm in. And I asked him, why did you jump onto this project, this cool project? My wife is very charming and very nice, and why did you do this? And I only work with people that have great, high ambitions and stations. Thomas Rauch.
Yeah. Thank you. Good afternoon. So it's the fault from Robert that I'm here. I have no idea why I'm here. So we'll see. So thank you very much that you spent your time to stay. I know you're very hungry. So first I will try to feed you a little bit mentally, and then you can feed yourself physically, and after the small lecture. Guided by the future. Maybe it's a little bit too complicated, but we also could say, let's make new mistakes. It's very easy to make old mistakes. Mostly we always make old mistakes. But this lecture is how we can do new mistakes. This is to be guided by the future. Before I want to start, I just want to show you where our office is. This is our office in Amsterdam. So we started in 1992, so we are 20 employees. So I think it's very difficult to keep your company small. This is much more difficult than to let your company grow. And what you also see, we have a 4-day week. So you have to stay here, but my weekend is starting tonight. So I have 3 days off after this lecture. I don't know what it's about you. And we introduced that 7 years ago in our company, and it was really perfect. So we worked 4 days, 9 hours. The productivity of our company is rising up in 11 points. And what is also very possible, of course you have it in your company too, I'm sure, we have organic lunch. We have that since 20 years because never expect an output if you don't invest in the input. So that's why we have the organic lunch in the office. A cradle-to-cradle interior, I will come to that later. And of course, as all of you, we have an electric car, and we have an oxy-hydrogen car. So this is a very common phenomenon. But what happened this year? We all know this. I just talked to Robert over his plan for the conference in Japan, and that happened in Fukushima. And there are some people that say something very strange. They said it's not impossible that has become possible. This is complete nonsense to say that. But the possible, that became reality. So I want to talk what is possible and how to make the possible reality. And before I want to start my small lecture, I was searching for a politician who really has a good vision, who really has the ambition in the future. It was quite difficult, but I found someone from 1962, maybe the last one. And I just want to show you that small video. If the sound is working, we can listen to that.
Speaking in 1630 of the founding of the Plymouth Bay Colony, said that all great and honorable actions are accompanied with great difficulty, and both must be enterprised and overcome with admirable courage. If this pastoral history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
So we are doing something not because it's easy. We do it because it's difficult. And we don't know how to get there. We don't ask the parliament. We don't know if we have the money, if we have the investor. We don't care. We just say, over 7 years, we go to the moon. And now we can organize the rest. And not the other way around. Guided by the future. And the Russians, they heard about that, so they were in a hurry, so they were asking around, okay, who wants to go into space? Nobody wants to go. So they sent the dog in that period. But the Americans, they sent Apollo 8 to prepare the landing on the moon. And what you see here is the first photo which is taken by a human being from planet Earth. And it's not even the first one, it's an illegal photo. Because he was not allowed to look out of the window. Regularly he should look out of the other window because he has to make some photos from the moon. But he looked out of the left window, he saw the Earth, he took the camera and he made that photo. The Greeks were here, the Romans were here, you are here. And if Robert is organizing the TBLI conference in 6 years, nobody will be here. Even not Robert, not me, because then we are dead. Then we have a cup of coffee with Steve Jobs and Gaddafi somewhere. But we are not on the conference, for sure. So that means we know we are guests. We are guests on that planet. And maybe it's good to behave as a guest. And if we want to behave as a guest, then it means we have to facilitate that planet in a completely different way. So sustainability is not about all these strange labels, leads, BREEAMs, now you know them all. It's about the behavior, the attitude towards everything, what makes life possible on that planet. That makes possible that you are here, that you're healthy, that your heart is working, that you can eat something. That's about sustainability. That's why we call it one planet architecture. And then, you know, all these sustainable condoms from the government to take care for the planet. But condoms, if you use condoms, mostly it means you don't want to take responsibility, don't you? And then we have all these labels, the LEED Platinum. If you want to have a LEED Platinum label in Europe, the first thing you have to do is you have to call the local bus company and say, okay, I sponsor a bus station in front of my door. Then you get 10 points. This is unbelievable. This is 10% of all the points you can get for LEED Platinum. So it's very easy. So it has nothing to do with the attitude towards the planet. And then we have other companies, they say, yeah, oh, we have a big energy problem. We have no energy problem at all, ladies and gentlemen. We have an energy demand, of course, but we don't have an energy problem. I'm not here, and it was about you, I'm not here to save energy. Not at all. I'm here to use energy because I want to develop, I want to invest in my own biography. And for that, I need energy. There's nothing wrong with it. So we have no problem, but we serve the energy demand with ending sources, of course. And if something is ending, it's a business, and where's the business, it's a lobby, and then you earn a lot of money. So in fact, it's, and you know much better than me, it's a big business model. And we have to pay for that business model every day. So there is more than enough energy. We have geothermal heat. We have solar energy. We have hydropower. We have wind energy. Of course, we all know that. Did you ever meet a cloud with a passport? I did. So we have the 4 elements, and they're free. We don't have to pay for it, and that's the problem. Why we don't have to pay for it? That's why we have a problem. Because you don't have to pay tax if you use the wind, or if you use the rainwater. You always want to earn money. So until now we talked about 4 elements, but there's a 5th factor. And that's us. That's the human being.